Check test 1, 2, 3. Hey. We may be able to leave that one rose over there. Hey, check test 1, 2. Hey, check test 1, 2. Mic check, test 2. We got a ring. Bring it down. Bring it down. Bring it back to where it was. Hey, check test 1, 2. Wait, we got to go down. Check test. Check test 2, 3. Back up. Okay, everybody on this side of the room is going to receive 15 cases of Lady O'Spain self-blinding eyeshadow. This side gets a 5-ounce jar of age-defining cream. So, yeah, a little more. Check, test. Okay, we're good.
Whoa, it's working. Thank you. Okay, we're going to get rolling. We have a planned weekend for you, more than a weekend, 8 days. I've forgotten already. I hope you won't. But we officially start today. How many people went to Film and Food last night? Thank you. Thanks for supporting our Young Filmmakers program. How many people got drunk at Film and Food last night? Honest people. There you go. How many of you got drunk in the Driscoll bar last night? Okay. So that's another 4-day-long excursion. So this is the Austin Film Festival. We are the Writers Festival, and we want to welcome all of you. I'm assuming you all are writers and filmmakers. Yes? I'm sure many of you have day jobs, or you're in college, lawyers, doctors, IT people, politicians. We, this weekend, though, are all writers. Yes? Yes. So you need to proudly proclaim it and believe it. I'm going to, first off, get out of the way the sponsors before I forget them, which we don't want to do because they're how we manage to do this every year. So we are on the subject of the parties last night. Our sponsorship director, we have a new beer this year. Who has attended before? We won't mention the old beer, because now we have a new beer. And our sponsorship director came in and said, we have a new beer. It's O'Doul's. And I was like, oh my God, we're a writers festival. We cannot have that beer here. And she said, no, it's Odell's. Okay, so that's Odell's. Please don't get them confused. We are going to liquidate you this whole weekend. Oh no, whatever that word is. One of you, I'm sure, knows it. So if that is beer not your first choice, Chloe, wine, you can find that everywhere as well. And of course, returning again, Hendrick's Gin. Okay? So you all should be able to network like hell this weekend. Okay? Because we've done our part, now it's time for you all to do yours. Also, if that sugar from the liquor isn't enough, Dove chocolate. You all might have noticed it all in your bags. And it's pretty awesome stuff. In addition to that, Hiscox Insurance, which has sponsored last year as well and is sponsoring our audience awards this year and our opening night premiere of Loving, is back on board, and we appreciate them, as well as the City of Austin Cultural Arts Division and Lincoln Motor Company, which we're driving around all weekend in. So anyway, this year we look great, we think. So. Want to first start by asking all of you, well, first of all, we're being live streamed right now. So you need to behave, and I'm not allowed to curse today. So, what percentage of you, raise your hands, if you actually submitted a script? Wow. Wow. Okay, you really are all writers. Amazing. Okay, how many of you are second rounders? Oh, wow, awesome. That's amazing. And semifinalists? I'm gonna make you guys stand up. Stand up, guys. And stay standing if you're a finalist. Wow. So we got a lot of scripts in. I'll let Matt talk about that when I introduce him, but I want to thank you all again for submitting and congratulate all of you for reaching those levels, and really want to encourage you to participate as much as you can this weekend. When I started out, I talked about how overfilled the weekend is, and it really is, and we do it on purpose. We try to give you as much information as possible, and I feel like give everybody in here the best, most incredible group of panelists every year. Every year it gets better and better. Aaron Halligan, somewhere here, who put this conference schedule together. Has almost 200 panels this year with over 200 panelists, and they're all amazing. Two of them are going to speak to us today, Pamela Ribben and Ashley Miller, to get us all excited and jazzed up. So also want to see who in here are filmmakers. Great. Wow. Wonderful, guys. And are all of you showing at the festival? Who's showing at the festival? Excellent. So in this business, sometimes it seems like the filmmakers and the writers are not connected. And that's kind of a top-down problem. But what we want you to do this weekend is actually take the opportunity to meet as many people as you can, because it's the people that help you get to the next step here. And the filmmakers, as writers, are important to you too. So make sure you support their films, and you go see the readings of some of the scripts that have, if you're a filmmaker, have made the semifinalists, right? The semifinalist scripts we're reading? Workshops, yeah. So go check those out and see what kind of talent is here, because this is a collaborative industry, and we want to encourage you all to collaborate while you're here. So I'm going to go through the staff and tell you who they are, or some of the staff. A lot more people are all around, and you'll see them in badges. And if you have questions, make sure and approach people and make sure and ask them. We want you to get the most out of this weekend. And if you're not sure about stuff, it means you might miss some. I'm going to show you our materials. Looks like a lot of you are, I don't know how many of you are old or young. Who wears reading glasses? You will need them. Oh, come on, it's not just you. There's a lot more out here reading glasses. So this, all you people who don't have reading glasses can not see this or see this. This is our grid. It tells you where all the movies are playing, and it tells you all the conference panels, and it fits in your sleeve with your badge, right? So make sure and carry it everywhere with you so you can make sure to be at films on time and at your panels on time. So this is Gabby Lundgren and Matt D., the screenplay department. Aaron Halligan, who's texting. Who planned the conference. This is Harrison Glazer every time. It's almost 100% now. And Liz Mims, who are our film programmers. And in fairness, and Kara Flores, who's our marketing director. We seek these people out because they have all the information. I'm going to have Matt talk a little bit now about the screenplay competition.
Welcome, everyone. Good morning. For the first time, we've actually brought on 2 people to coordinate the screenplay competition, thankfully. We basically took my DNA and spliced it into this very pretty clone here of myself. So Gabby is the backbone of the screenplay department, coordinating all of the logistical parts of the competition, and you should have her to thank for making sure that everything is taken care of and that you all are here and have all the information that you need. Together, we've coordinated exactly 9,100 scripts in the competition this year. We are extremely humbled and exhausted that you have entrusted us with your work, so thank you so much for sharing it with us. And because 9,100 scripts is not enough, we are going to open a new playwriting competition next year. So all of you who've been submitting your stage plays for years and have been ineligible will finally be eligible next year. So you can't get mad at us for that now. So as Barb mentioned, we have several second rounders, semifinalists, and finalists here in the competition. The second rounders comprise roughly the top 15% of the competition. Semifinalists are the top 1%, roughly. And the finalists are just this ridiculously small percentage that I don't know. But you should be very proud that you're in this top group, all of you. As Barb mentioned also, we are highlighting some of the scripts that have place in this year's competition through our script reading workshops. They will be taking place at the Intercontinental Stephen F. Austin State Boardroom A, actually here. You go out and then walk through over, take a left. That's where it'll be. We are featuring one comedy semifinalist script called Tiny Hairless Penis. I just wanted to say that. And no, it's not about Donald Trump. So or sponsored by Hiscox Insurance. On a more serious note, and yes, I was planning on saying that. So, for all, I know that many of you raised your hand when Barb asked who entered the competition, and then as we announced second round or semifinals, that number got cut down. So the nature of the competitions are that we have to make these difficult decisions. So to those of you who did not advance, don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to raise your hand. This is an industry that demands persistence. One competition, one organization, producer, agent, manager, your mom, is not the singular deciding voice of your own voice as a writer. So please continue to stay persistent, keep writing, and keep submitting to AFF, and keep coming to the conference every year. We are so happy to have you all here. Welcome, and now that you know what Gabby and I look like, you can track us down, stalk us, ask us for many questions like you have been for the past month. And we are very happy that you all are here.
Okay, I forgot somebody. So Fabs Harford is our managing director, and she's actually going to talk to you about a few new things we're doing this year.
Hi guys, thanks for being here. I've been involved with working with the festival since 2003, and I will tell you that one of the worst parts about working for the festival is that we don't go to all the awesome, amazing panels. So this year we've launched kind of a selfish dream, which is our digital download series. It is basically 10 panels that we've selected that have been audio recorded, and you can get to take home with you, uncut, unedited, uncensored, with all the cursing that we can hear. And you can get those from registration. You can purchase them there. And of course, don't forget On Story, our show where you. So, yeah, that's all I have.
Again, my name's Erin. I'm the conference director. I'm curious, who's first time at the festival? Raise your hand. Wow. Who's been here before? Well, welcome. We have a jam-packed 4 days ahead of us, and you're probably going to be very angry at me at one point or another because you're not going to be able to decide what to go to. You can't go wrong. That's the secret. So if for whatever reason you don't make it to the panel that you had your heart set on, I promise you one of the other 13 that are going on will be just as great. If you have questions about the schedule, you want recommendations, find me. I'm happy to talk to you about it. I know a thing or two about what's going on this weekend and can offer my own recommendations, but also our room managers who are in the maroon shirts can help you out with directions or panels or anything that you need. They're also going to be reading kind of monotonous announcements at the beginning of every panel, so just bear with them, give them a round of applause at the end, but also make sure that you're paying attention because, as you know, we're in an industry where changes occur, and so occasionally we have to move panels back a time or to a different room or things get canceled. So thank you in advance for your flexibility. I'm going to go over just some of the major changes right now. The grid that Barb mentioned is 95% correct. The website will always be 100% correct. My brain will be about 70% correct. So this year we have something new on Saturday. It's going to be over at St. David's Church in Sumner's Hall. It's called the Networking Lounge. And there's going to be a handful of tables there that are designated to streamline networking opportunity. There will be writers seeking directors, writers traveling solo, playwriting, that kind of thing. I really highly encourage you to check it out. It's a great way to meet people who are in search of that same type of category. As Fab says, we have these digital downloads. We're also live streaming a number of things in addition to this panel. At 2:45 today, Jim Hart, who's in the back of the room right there. Jim, hey. He's going to be doing a live stream of his absolutely incredible heart chart. Pick up your sticker. He's got them. If you have not been to the heart chart, you can't miss this. It's incredible. And that will be in this room at 2:45. We do have a new venue this year at 8th and Brazos at Central Presbyterian Church. We have a lot of really big panels in there, and that will be on Friday, tomorrow, Saturday. Beyond that, we're bringing back a couple things that we introduced last year. Tomorrow morning and Saturday morning at 9, we're going to have some free improv classes for anybody who wants to maybe get ready for that networking lounge and practice your pit. And so that will be in the Victorian balcony at 9. And we're also bringing back the first 3 pages. Is anyone in here participating in that this year? Awesome. So we have a few folks that we've brought in from the screenplay competition that are going to be reading the first 3 pages of their scripts. And if time allows, we'll open up a list for more of you. So if you have your script, feel free to bring it. We'll have actors there. And then at the end of the day, there'll be a nice little reception with some Chloe wine. I want to talk real quickly about our script readings that we have. Tomorrow, Beau Willimon is going to be presenting a unproduced play that he wrote called War Story. That's at 4 o'clock at the State. And Amy Talkington on Saturday is going to be presenting a script she wrote called The Ice Queens. It's about the Nancy Kerrigan, Tanya Harding friendship. And that's at 1:15 on Saturday at the State. Other than that, we have a couple new panels that were not in the program book. Next up, we have Jeff Nichols in this room. On Saturday, we have a panel called Queens of Comedy, Writing the Musical Movie. On Sunday, Pamela Ribben is in a new panel that she helped program called How to Be an Ally. And then Shane Black is back and is going to be doing closing remarks, which is a new thing for us, which we're calling Black the Future. So it will be, what do you do with these last 4 days now that you're going back to real life? So again, thank you so much for coming. We're so happy you're here. After the festival, please fill out the surveys that we send. I read those, and a lot of what's programmed is actually based off of what you say in those surveys. And I have no feeling, so just come at me. But I'm going to pass it over to our film department, Liz and Harrison. Again, thanks so much.
Hey guys, thanks so much for coming out. Harrison and I have been working for the last few months, basically watching films in dark rooms, going through depression and anxiety, and at the same time, it's all a lot of fun. And I kind of want to recognize the filmmakers that raised their hands. Can you guys stand if you have a film that's selected playing at the festival? Yay! All right. Great. So we are so excited. We had over 4,500 films submitted this year. Yeah, that's a lot.
And 160 that are playing, so that's like 3%.
Barb, can you do the math real quick?
3%? It's
Yeah.
okay. It's really a huge deal, and it means a lot to us that you guys came, that we can play your film, so thank you.
We just want to go ahead and push you guys towards going and seeing films. Obviously, Loving and Jeff Nichols' film tonight is going to be great. Harrison has some other recommendations, but just to make sure that you guys are going out there and kind of seeing the competition films that I know all the filmmakers here have worked so hard to get here, and kind of just introduce yourself. All of our filmmakers have a little adorable filmmaker thing on their badge, so it says it on there, so you can say, oh hey, you have a film here, yada yada yada. How was your flight? I'm sorry, you probably don't need these kind of recommendations. In fact, I'm terrible at small talk. Harrison?
The film festival is a great way to see films that you might not ever get to see again, and I highly recommend Loving. I know everyone's gaga for La La, and you guys should see that as well, but when you have a chance, and you should find time to see these films that are smaller and under the radar, because they might change the way you look at life, and they might just change your weekend. And not only that, but you're going to be able to meet the filmmakers here that have done that. We're a writers festival, which means that the films that we take are strong in writing, and they tell stories, and they take you to worlds in a really interesting way. So I highly recommend you find time, not only to find the features, but to find the shorts. We have over 100 shorts that are unbelievable and can make you laugh or cry or think a lot in 10 minutes or so, which is a hard thing to do, I know, as I'm sure you all know. We also have some more ways that we're working with conference, and including a retrospective series, which we do every year. Get ready to feel old. We're about to have the 20th anniversary of Happy Gilmore. Oh no, 20 years. But we're so excited because Tim Hurley, who wrote it with Adam Sandler, will be there to have a conversation with Barb afterwards. And that's actually today at the Spirit Theater at the Bullock Museum, 9:30. We also have the 20th anniversary of a film we premiered here 20 years ago's anniversary called The Last Supper. which is even more prevalent now than it was 20 years ago. It's this political thing, and in the middle of this kind of crazy political world, it feels like it was written today. And Dan Rosen, who's one of our longtime friends, will be there to present that. And then Marta Kaufman, who's one of our awardees, is going to present the first and last episode of Friends tonight. What? That's crazy. 10:30 at the State Theater. So all of those things you should see. But I'm going to tell you how to get started today. If you want to see Loving, you should. But there's some cool films that you should see maybe instead if you want to do that, or if the line at the Paramount is long. At the Spirit Theater tonight at 7:10, we're playing first documentary of the season. It's called Pro Gamer, made by some local filmmakers, about esports people and celebrities of the StarCraft world, which is a thing. People are famous and can make a living and can get famous by playing StarCraft. And this is an incredible film, and I hope you guys see it. 7:10 at the Spirit. We also have another local film called The Big Spoon, which is an unromantic comedy, as they call it, about two kind of struggling couples, and then two really dark horror films that you should check out. We have some really great horror films this year. One's called Electric Nostalgia, which is kind of a Frankenstein film playing at the Hideout just a block away at 10 o'clock, and then a film from Spain called The Cliff, which is really just creepy and unsettling, playing at the Alamo Drafthouse Village.
You know, if you're a fan of cult.
And jumping off of cliffs.
Yeah.
This is for you.
No, it's great.
But don't do it. But we're here, we're around, we're going to be everywhere all the time. If you have any questions about films or recommendations, kind of like what Aaron said, let us know. We are playing 170 films, and we're excited about 170 films. We're so excited that you guys are seeing these. I hope you find the time to watch them. We can't wait for you guys to see these stories and meet these writers. Find them, say hi to us too. We are looking forward to meeting all of you. That's it, thanks. Actually, one more thing, I'm sorry. One more thing I'm super excited about that I've missed because it's on my other note card. I have two note cards and I read the first one. We're doing a really cool partnership with Rooster Teeth, which is a local production company here in town. They do Red vs. Blue and Ruby and a whole lot of things. And their newest series is called Crunch Time. And if you haven't seen it, the first two episodes are on YouTube and they're so freaking funny. We're premiering the finale on Saturday at 4:30 at the Paramount with the creators and the cast. It's not only a premiere, but we're going to have a panel afterwards at the Paramount about these guys, Andrew Disney and Bradley Jackson, who met here at this festival in 2011 and have gone on to find success in the digital space. So they're going to be talking about the series, about the finale, and also about Rooster Teeth and about how they found this sort of success in this new world. So I highly recommend you go to this kind of hybrid film conference thing. It's going to be a unique experience that we're thrilled about.
Those I'll be doing a panel at 1 o'clock at Bethel Hall. Hi, everyone. As Barb said, I am Kara, Director of Marketing here for the festival, and as you can tell, we have fun going on for you guys over these next 8 days. So in order to help kind of streamline and get you the information that you need, I wanted to just review really quickly a few different outlets, platforms, channels that will hopefully get you the information that you need to have a really great and successful 2016 AFF. So obviously we have a website. That is, Aaron said, the best resource for the most up-to-date information. So that URL is austinfilmfestival.com. So pretty simple. So definitely check it out. Our schedule, which is hosted through sched.org, lives on our website. So it's a really great, easy way to just go and quickly search for anything that you're looking for, panels, films, parties, maybe what's most popular for the day, maybe by venue do you want to check out. That's a really great resource for you. In tandem with that, I do encourage you to actually visit sched.org directly. You can set up your own personal account for the festival and conference. You can create a personal schedule for yourself, and you can also favorite and see who else is planning to attend these panels and films. Really great way to just kind of get a little bit more connected with the festival. So definitely encourage you guys to check out sched.org directly as well. And as we've mentioned along the way, we are live streaming a couple of our programmed events this year. So obviously we're doing it now, a little bit later today with the Heart Chart with our friend Jim Hart. And then again, our awards luncheon on Saturday. So that will live on our website, austinfilmfestival.com. So definitely check it out. It's a really exciting thing new for this year. So we're glad to be bringing that to you guys. Just a couple to kind of recap
some of the collateral printed that we have floating around the festival and conference. Barb mentioned our grid. That's a really great tool for you guys to quickly pop out and see what's happening when and where. So I definitely encourage you guys to pick up one of those. They will live at registration. They are around our conference venues here in the SFA, at St. David's, at Central Presbyterian, and we will also have some at all of our film venues as well. On up from that, we have a pocket guide, which kind of gives you a little bit more description of each of our events, and then our program book, which you received in your registrant bag. So definitely encourage you to take a look at those. And then we also have what's called a daily. So each day we print kind of a one-sheet, double-sided newspaper, if you will. So this has some updates for you, some film highlights, panel highlights, changes that we've come across, etc. Those will be in those same locations, registration and conference venues. And then in addition, kind of on the digital side, we also have a daily newsletter that goes out each morning. So that will be even more up to date than the printed daily. So keep an eye out for that. If you aren't signed up for our newsletter, I encourage you to do that. Just visit our website and you'll find where you can do that there. And then outside of that, social media. So we are on 3 different channels, which I definitely encourage you guys to check out. This is in tandem with kind of our mission of the festival as a whole. This is hopefully to support a lot of the filmmakers, panelists, and you guys that are here at the festival. We like to celebrate all of you guys. So check out our social media platforms. We are at Austin Film Fest on Instagram and Twitter, and then Austin Film Festival on Facebook. So we'll be pushing out kind of, again, film highlights, panel highlights, covering some of these great events so you guys can get the inside scoop if you're having to split your time and attend one thing over another, and also giving you updates on various things. So I definitely encourage you guys to check out our social media platforms and also interact with each other on those channels. That's, as I said, a really collaborative environment here, so that's a great way to start and get your feet wet, if you will. And then just kind of a little PSA reminder, just remember that there's no recording or photos allowed during any of our panels or films. So we like to respect the art of all of our attendees and presenters. So just keep that in mind, but that will be part of the comments from our room managers. So anyways, that's it. Thanks, you guys. I'll be around as well for any questions.
So before we have Ashley and Pamela inspire you, I want to, off of what Kara said about not recording, we, though, will be recording. So we're recording everything. And how many people have been here? Well, you're all newcomers, actually. I think everybody raised their hand. So we've been doing this for 23 years. And for 23 years, we have been recording all of the content. Very first year, we had people like Robert Town and Kurt Ludke, and really incredible people that came here over the years, Robert Altman, Sidney Pollack, a lot of people who aren't around anymore. And we recorded all of that content, and some of it in video, almost all of it in audio. And we have an archive now that we've given to Texas State University as part of the Whitliff collection. Bill Whitliff is a writer many of you might know from The Perfect Storm and Lonesome Dove, and he established a collection there which honors writers and screenwriters and photography. And so out of that collection that we gave has come our show, On Story. Has anybody seen our TV show, listened to our podcast, or our radio show? Excellent. Okay, good. Well, so we are going to be recording again this weekend, and that material, we're on 89% of the PBS stations out there, so we're probably in your town. You can see us on our website, austinfilmfestival.com. I think onstory.tv also is on its own and has all that material on it. And we have a show on Public Radio International, and we're just starting to get pickup around the country. And of course, we do these podcasts as well. Some of them mimic the radio show, but a lot of them are actually just content from the festival that we've edited. So we have a book also that is here at the festival this year. It's our second book on screenwriting, and you can get it down at the registration area. And that book is published on UT Press. So we have the brand new one out. A lot of those panelists in the book are actually here this weekend. So go get your book signed. And we are also having an On Story party on Sunday. And capital badges are better. Get into that party. It's Sunday at 5 p.m. I should be looking at my grid, right? You all are thinking that right now. At Antone, right? At Antone. So, but many of you probably won't know where that is. But but some of the parties we have shuttles for this year. If you've noticed, our incredibly quickly growing town has a lot of construction. So usually there are not all these lanes closed around here, and so there's a little bit of a difficulty getting vehicles around this weekend. There are shuttles going to some of these parties parties tonight, our party tomorrow. They're going to be picked up this year at, you go out the Driscoll Hotel across 6th Street on the corner of Brazos and 6th, outside of a place called Buffalo Billiards. Stop in, play some pool, pop back out, get on the bus, and then go and enjoy one of the libations from our sponsors, who we've already gone over. So anyway, those shuttles will be going continuously around and around. Grab those and get to where you need to go, because it's really difficult. And we recently kicked out Uber and Lyft, and we have something called Facet. So you can pop that on your phone if you don't already have that downloaded, and you can find a ride through them as well. So
The code is AFF 2016. It takes $15 off your first ride.
there you go. All right, so Ashley Miller, Pamela Ribbon, thank you guys. We're going to now let you inspire these folks.
We're going to sing a duet of Islands in a Stream.
Never had one practice, but here we go. Hi, everybody. It's of all the things you guys talked about, I can't. Who's doing the pitch? Who's pitching? Hey, congratulations. The hardest part is signing up. After this, I'm actually teaching a pitch prep workshop. So if you're wondering if you've done it right at all, maybe come listen. Or you can even volunteer, and my friend Emily Zuloff and I will be listening to pitches and giving advice and helping you win. So I just come to that. There's my first bit of inspiration. I make winners. Don't come if you're a loser. Anyway, panelists are approachable. And I just want you to feel like when you go and see these panels, don't always go to the big fancy panel. I don't mean, like, Phil Rosenthal is wonderful. You are not gonna have his story. Like, that's not gonna happen to you. He's Phil Rosenthal, and he did it. I love Phil, but like sometimes go to the people that you're like, I don't know who that is, but I actually like that thing. And then it's in a smaller room, and these intimate panels, sometimes you'll get a whole lot more out of it. And who wants to wait all the way in the back? See, everybody loves Raymond. It's fine. You know it. Is that inspiring?
First I'd like to say a little something about the sponsorship, and just kind of add that my entire career has been sponsored by Grey Goose Vodka and a number of excellent single malt scotches. And I really appreciate all they've done for me and my family. My financial independence. If only it were a write-off. And something that Aaron said about the networking lounge, actually, in that context, surprised me, because in my experience coming to AFF, there has always been a networking lounge, and it's called the Driscoll Bar. And I mention that because with all of the conversation about the panel and the panelists and the events, which are all awesome and amazing, and if I had a resource like this when I was starting out as a writer, I would have I would have done anything to have come to something like this when I was starting out, to see the sorts of people that AFF gathers to talk about the things that are so relevant to what we do, what we all do, and what we aspire to be. But I would encourage you to look around you, because you don't really know who's sitting next to you in the row, or who's sitting behind you, or who's milling about outside. Very few of them are serial killers, in spite of the fact that there's a place called Buffalo Billiards, which I find troubling. And I bring that up because I want to tell you just a quick story about my AFF experience when I first came here. So the first morning, I wake up, Driscoll, go down and get some breakfast. I walk in and boom, there's John August. We have breakfast together. It's pretty cool. The next morning, I wake up, no particular plan. I show up for breakfast and boom, there's John August. Every day, John August. Like, to the point where I'm like, John, okay, let's not do this every morning. Terry Rossio in the Driscoll Bar. Paul Fee. Just running into people, sitting down, talking. My good friend Bob Orsi. My good friend Michael Green. Someone who I had been a mentor to through the Writers Guild Foundation, through their Veterans Workshop program, was here as a semifinalist a couple of years ago and came up to me and said, thank you, because I'm here and I feel good about what I do. Those people are all around you. That's the invisible Austin Film Festival. So I encourage you, please don't just stare at the grid that you hold in your hand, because you will miss it. Don't just look at the website, because it's not 100% correct. It's right. It's catching maybe 10% of all of the amazing things that you can see and that you can learn if you open your eyes and your ears and you walk up and you say hello. We're writers. We're not scary, right? We're inherently introverts. We are more afraid of you than you're afraid of us. And for a generous donation of alcohol, we'll tell you anything you want to hear. No, really, that's it. Just go out and have so much fun with this. Eat as much food as you possibly can. Drink all the free booze. And talk to people. And remember, this whole place is your network.
We're starting it this weekend, but it's just going to keep going over the years. And when you come back next year, you'll have friends. And I mean, as a case study, I started as a semifinalist here a long time ago, and I can count many best friends I've met like through this festival and jobs I've gotten just from coming here. So these are your peers. Everybody around you is who you're coming up with. So yeah.
Also, can I just do like a quick shout out and a hell yeah to Shane Black, and how fortunate you guys are that he is here and he is walking around and he's alive. I mean, honestly, and by the way, I am infamous for making editing of these things difficult because I love to drop the F-bomb, but like, fuck the Oscars. Shane Black is the greatest living screenwriter that I'm aware of. I think he has forgotten more things about great writing than everybody else around him knows collectively. So if you get a chance to hear him talk, or even just hear him order a drink, because I'm sure that sounds amazing, and you'll kind of want to know what it's like if he kind of wrote down his drink order and asked Robert Downey Jr. to order it for him. Do so.
Questions, right?
Questions, right? Anything. What would you like to know about Shane Black? If you like, I can quote all of his lines from Predator.
Do you all, and he is here because they pushed Predator back a little bit, and we kind of lucked out. And we had nothing to do with that. We're all very excited for Predator.
Right.
As soon as it comes out. So, but question. Do you guys have some questions? Surely you have some questions. Don't be afraid. This is your first opportunity to not be introverted. Stick your hand up and ask your question. You, right there.
Apparently, in this hotel,
Hey, she doesn't have the right badge. Somebody get her out of here. We have no idea what the code is. What is it?
we don't have a code here, but there is a Wi-Fi called Free Intercontinental or Intercontinental Free. So, and then Driscoll Lobby.
Yeah. You go back and forth. Actually, the city of Austin is supposed to be on free Wi-Fi, so you're supposed to be able to find it in the atmosphere. So, more questions. Back here, huh?
how we've always done it. Well, we actually used to call the comedy category adult family, right? That was the drama, yeah. Well, adult just sounded but I mean, it goes back to the whole thing about comedy and drama. Like, pick which ones you better at drama or comedy. Drama is sort of like the catch-all category, but we also have subcategories for sci-fi horror as well.
The reason we actually don't do that is when we started, when we tried to categorize for competition entries, people had a really difficult time doing it. It was like, go to the music store and you're going to put Roy Orbison in oldies or rock and roll. You know, so does anybody know who Roy Orbison is? Okay, thank you. So that's, I mean, that's largely why. It's really difficult sometimes for people to figure out what their script is, and then also it sets a tone for the reader in the judging process, and we'd rather not. More questions? Right, you? Dang it, who are you people? Last year we didn't have any of these kinds of questions. I have no idea. I think it just sits on our website live, right?
It will just be on the website for the time being, so definitely try to check it out. It will also be fed through our YouTube channel, so that's a great place to go to visit as well.
Yes. Want a hint? What's the day after today?
Tomorrow?
Keep an eye on Twitter.
Okay, more questions.
Oh, Matt, what
That was a horrible hint.
what was the name of the comedy script that you said is getting a reading?
You just want me to say it again.
I just want to see it in ASL.
No, we have children here.
Tiny hairless penis.
Okay, so more questions? You?
Yes, they
Are
are.
the
So
digital download series 10 panels predetermined?
if you go up into the mezzanine of Driscoll, you can see a list of all 10. We picked panels that we are not going to use in On Story. They're more focused on the business side of both writing and filmmaking. And so they were panels that we think are going to be jam-packed information. You're going to want to pay close attention. So we picked them so you can take them home and listen to them over and over and over.
More questions? No, you're not. That's really nobody else? Ah.
Neither confirm nor deny.
She wanted to know if the secret panel was something called script note. So,
Our executive director, everyone.
Anybody else? Really, this is your last chance, folks. Not really. We're here all week. Yeah, no, we're all here together.
First, we ask how much each of those actors are being paid. And we allocate screen time accordingly. No, that's actually part of the real answer. But the quick, arty answer is you have a character and a story for a reason. They're performing a function. They need to do their thing on the stage, and once they've done it, they need to GTF up.
More questions? Going, folks. Oh, wait.
Poor bastard in the back is like, I got a question. And it's going to be like, how do I get out of this chicken shit outfit?
Okay, he wants to know about common mistakes people make. Do you want to avoid? Yes, actually, there's a big one.
Ordering me a blend at the bar.
Don't carry your script around to hand off to the first panelist you meet. That's just like walking up to a girl. Did you ever see the Saturday Night Live skit with the two wild and crazy guys when they pick up women? It's kind of the same thing. So it's not really going to make a friend out of a panelist. The thing here to do that we've talked about a bunch is networking, and it's making friends, and it's finding relationships with people you want to work with. If there's different kind of relationships you want to have out of this, please don't tell us. But that's something you really want to use this opportunity to work, and I'd say that's probably the biggest mistake we see is somebody who's just a little too aggressive about it and handing off your work. I mean, nobody really wants to just read your script without knowing a little bit more about you, and people want to work with people they like.
It's also knowing when to tap out. You know, you're taking people's time and they're taking your time, and just be mindful that someone is waiting to talk to that person just as much as you might have wanted to. So you don't necessarily have to have a script in your hand to be doing kind of the same. And you know, we're drinking a lot, so there's that too. You don't maybe give yourself a timer or something if you don't know. And also, you don't have to sit in a conversation you don't want to be in because you're being nice. All right? This is your time too. You paid to be here, or you earned your way in here, or however you're here. It's your time. Meet the people you want to meet and do the things you want to. You don't have to. You don't have to talk to that guy.
Screw that guy. Forget him.
Also, don't be that guy.
The other thing is we also have we try to set the rooms up so people can come and go. And if you're in a panel and it's not the panel you thought it was going to be, we can't control what everybody says. We try to set them up, give you the most information. We try to make them not really about war stories, really, but that happens. And that may be something you're interested in. But if not, get up, go to a different panel. There's a lot of them, a whole lot of them. And you don't even have to go to church on Sunday because we have 2 that you can get your worship and screenwriting advice. Any more questions? Oh, I hear this. Oh, and look, he's wearing an Austin Film Festival t-shirt.
Cool
Nice
shirt.
job.
We actually have a panel called Great Bad Guys that dress as that.
All right, any other general questions? You?
Aaron?
Yeah, last year.
Last year we had a little natural disaster called a tornado come through. So we had to basically replan the entire conference in time. But you guys are great, you did it, and I don't like to talk about it, so I'm going to just stop.
And we actually have pretty decent weather this weekend, a little bit of rain. So far, no. Any others? All right, we're going to break it up. You guys go out there. Have fun.